at a little over 6,000 schools. And those schools, we have public schools, but private schools are a little more than public schools. We have, I think it's about, private schools should be like 51, 52%, and then public schools, schools are next. And then we have community schools, we have parochial schools, or what you call church-related schools, religious schools, and then so that's public, private, community, yeah, and the church schools.
So are those the schools that you sum up to be 6,000 a little
Yes,
over?
yes.
Okay. Okay. And are you? Is it in your purview also to monitor or to go and see as to the condition the schools are in? Because it's one thing to operate the schools officially in the country, and it's another thing to operate properly.
Right now, our census is going on, and we have a very active platform. You just got to click on that platform and we get real-time data of the school census being held. And the way it's happening now, we're getting pictures of the different schools. So we're not just getting the raw data, but we're getting pictures. That's the way it's being conducted. It started about 2 weeks ago, and as I speak, we've gone more than 50%.
Okay, more than 50%.
Yes.
People have done well.
Yeah, so we're supposed to be it's supposed to be ending early December.
Okay.
So we have our enumerators all out in the different counties, and just as they get the information and put it on they send it to the platform, and it's upgraded.
Okay.
So you can get real-time data, real-time information. I think Mr. Blayton has you also, he said you have the link to the platform.
Okay.
So anybody can access the platform, and you can know exactly, how many schools have been counted so far.
Okay, so the basic intention of that is to determine the number of schools that are operating in the country officially.
The number of schools, like census, you need data to make informed decisions. We need data on the number of early childhood, the children who are in school, and our last census revealed to us that yes, there are children at early childhood level or at basic level, but it simply meant that the children who are supposed to be in school are not in school.
Okay.
Because if you have a child who is 13 years old and in kindergarten, that's not where the child belongs. That child should be getting ready for junior high or should be in junior high. But then, the census revealed that we have a very high overage population.
Okay.
And based on that, we are making some interventions. So the census report will inform us about what to do, where we need to make improvement, where we need to build more schools, which schools need to be expanded. Like right now, because we have the previous information, junior high schools are being expanded to senior high schools, and there's high schools around, public high schools around the country are now being renovated. Now, around the country, we are putting wash facilities in all of our schools.
Okay.
And it's only happening because we have the information.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now, do you care to tell us more about what is contained in the revised curriculum from the MOE? What do you have that the people should know? What some new insertions have been made or not?
Well, the major thing about the new curriculum is that it is a competence-based curriculum. What do I mean? We want to say, we're saying here as a first grader, when you get out of first grade, these are the competencies you should have.
Okay.
You should be able to read this. You should be able to write this. Those are the skills you should have. So within the curriculum, we have different competencies. We have digital skills. We have creativity. We have something on literacy. I mean, not literacy, but creativity. Talking about being able to compose. So there are different skills. So if you see a child in grade 1 in an English class, we're saying by the time you leave that class, you should be able to read a certain number of words. You should be able to read with comprehension. Your fluency level should be very high. You should be able to do basic mathematics like your addition, your subtraction, and just the basic competencies at that level.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what it's about. So you look into the curriculum, you know exactly, you are able to capture what the child is able to do. Yeah, that's the focus.
Now, does it also address the issue of dress code for teachers?
No, the issue of dress code for teachers is within the teachers' code of conduct.
Okay.
We have a teachers' code of conduct. We printed 500 copies recently. They're not enough, but we're putting the soft copy on the internet, on our website, and we also will be sharing electronically. We just revised it because we've always had the code of conduct.
Okay.
But we revised the code of conduct last year to be able to accommodate new issues. For example, education in emergency. What do we do when we have it? What do we do about reporting if there's an issue, a child has been molested or there's an abuse? What's the way forward? Yeah, so the teacher's code of conduct has been done.
Okay.
It has in a dress code, you know. Normally in the teaching profession, when you go to teachers college, you learn about how a teacher should appear. But to reinforce it, we've put it into the teacher's code of
conduct. Okay. So how should a teacher appear before the students? Well suited, wearing coat and tie, or?
Not necessarily coat and tie. We're saying a teacher should be modestly dressed. You see how I'm dressed?
What's your interpretation of modestly?
Modestly meaning
I could get a t-shirt and a jeans trouser and a sneakers and a
we don't want you in t-shirt.
Okay.
You wear your simple shirt, whether it's an African shirt or a regular shirt, your tail in.
It tail in?
Shirt tail in. If there are some shirts that should be worn outside. But if that shirt is made to be worn inside, it should be worn inside.
Okay.
So we're saying, teacher, you're not going to school wearing flip-flops, your slippers, and just teachers, you're not going to school with all the chains on your neck. You should be modest.
But it's a bluff teacher now. It's a bluff boy.
No,
he wants to wear all his chains and all of that.
Teacher, you wear your one chain. You know, you don't want the children focusing more on your dress code than the lesson. So we say you should be dressed modestly. And modestly means
this is restriction in a way.
Do things in
Don't think it's this restriction. You're trying to restrict the teachers.
Not really
dress
restriction. Every profession has its dress code. The nurses, you won't find a nurse passing around with long earrings in her uniform. She'll wear little nuts and wear her uniform. You won't find a nurse with long fingernails.
But let's assume this is a teacher who wants to always be who wants to be well suited all of the time, wearing his coat and his tie.
No,
Do you have a problem with that?
You can wear your coat and tie. You can wear your coat and tie.
But why against t-shirts?
But t-shirts, t-shirts are ordinary wear. You will not wear your t-shirt and come stand before you and do your official duty.
Okay.
So t-shirts are worn ordinary, informally. Yeah. So you go into class, it's a kind of formal.
What's about Friday?
Environment.
Friday, you wouldn't encourage the teachers to wear t-shirts?
Well, we say even if you wear a t-shirt, wear a color t-shirt. Or except it's a t-shirt, like maybe you're having a program and that's the t-shirt for that program, fine. Yeah, but we're saying do it modestly. We want the children to see you and want to be like you. Let your child come from school and say, and you say, but how come you're dressing a certain way, or you say, oh, my teacher, I won't be like my teacher.
Okay.
And the children emulate us. The children watch us. I tell you, I worked in a school before, and I didn't teach this child. This was an Indian little girl, and she was like 4 years old, and her mother saw her walk a certain way. So the principal sent for me and said, there's a parent who wants to see you. So as I'm walking towards the office, the principal and the parent, they are smiling. And I'm like, what's happening? And she said, now I see why. I said, why? She said, my daughter is walking and shifting on the side. And when I asked her, she said, I want to walk like Mrs. Dosuma.
Wow.
So, but I didn't even know that, maybe when I'm bluffing a little, I tilt to the side. But to show you how the children admire us and what they see. So because she saw me walking a certain way, she wanted to walk a certain way. So that's why we should conduct ourselves well.
Okay.
Because these children are looking at us and copying after us.
Okay. So does this dress code that was developed by the Ministry of Education, is it across all of the schools, private and public, or is just public schools?
We've sent it, it's for all schools.
All schools.
All schools.
Are you monitoring it? Are you monitoring the teachers? How are they dressed now? Do you have a task force that going around and making sure that teachers don't wear T-shirts in school?
That's why, like I told you, we involve everyone that has to do with school. For example, we have the United Methodist School System. So for you who participate in that and make your inputs, we depend on you to be the one to cascade that model of instruction.
Okay.
So we have the Teachers Association, we have the principals, we have individual educators who come and participate. Excuse me. And we depend on them.
Okay.
In as much as we have our DEOs and CEOs monitoring, we also depend on the school administrators to make sure that they implement those policies and make sure teachers are. We also depend on the PTAs. We don't want PTAs to be proud of, parents to be proud of the teachers that are working with their children. So you come to a school and you see the teacher, looking nice. Of course, that child looks towards a bright day. But the teacher dress code, if it's not okay, it's kind of discouraging even from the onset.
Now, talking about PTA, that's the Parents Teachers Association, what's the role? Why are they established? What is it that the Ministry of Education, why have you given them, license, or maybe you given them allowance to say, look, be established in the schools? What do you want to see them do?
Well, the PTA is to support the school. What the PTA role is to ensure that whatever has been planned in terms of instruction, in terms of providing safe environment for learning, is implemented.
Okay.
So the PTA is supporting, so the school and the PTA work together to achieve the same goal. So the school can provide learning for your child in a safe environment. You've brought your child to the school and you're working closely with the school. There are some parents who just pay school fees and turn their backs.
You turn the backs, that's true.
So within the PTA guidelines, we're saying, visit your child's school, attend PTA meetings, because sometimes the school administrator may not know some of the things that are happening directly in the classroom. But you are working with your child. You can bring it up to PTA. You can visit the school. You can call the school. So right now, I see some schools are now opening chat rooms with the parents, which is a good thing, so parents are able to send in their grievances or to make suggestions. But the school and the parents are in partnership to achieve the same goal.
Okay, they're in partnership. We're listening to the SMS, but it's a special segment of the SMS, which is the education at Midweek. We'll make sure that this program is on every Wednesday on this platform. Let's play this promo, and then we'll be right back.
Good news, good news, good news. The Ministry of Education has done it again. The Ministry of Education has embarked on a nationwide data collection exercise. This exercise is a national duty and a national requirement applicable to all schools throughout the length and breadth of the Republic of Liberia, excluding universities, colleges, and other post-secondary schools for now. Principals, vice principals, and registrars are encouraged to be on their campuses from 8 o'clock a.m. to 4 o'clock p.m. daily to respond to the data collectors' questions. The data collections using a digital platform through a tablet will require all school principals to have a summary of statistics on enrollment by class, ages by gender for the years 2020, 2021, and 2021-2022. The first phase of the collection will begin with the 2020-2021 questionnaires that are already in all schools submitted by the DEOs. The exercise will highlight names of teachers, qualification, salary structures in effect, cleaners, security, registrar, vice principals, and other related academic and instructional facility details, including curriculum in operation, electives, computer laboratory, science laboratory, arts and crafts, classrooms, and etc. Other information to be required are the type of school building, bricks, mud, zinc round, to constitute makeshift, solid structure, and semi-solid structures. Additional information requested are number of chairs, number and type of bathrooms, sporting ground or playground, and other recreational facilities. It is our expectation that all schools' secretariats and principals are having the above records of their respective schools. The data collectors will also request and ascertain all privately owned or faith-based operator schools, school permits for the levels at which they operate, a complete record of tuition and fees, and teachers' compensation structure will be very useful for the Ministry of Education and the school system in developing a range of tuition for each grade. All schools in the 16 education counties and 124 education districts will be covered.
A message from the Ministry of Education in collaboration with partners.
You're listening to that's the program Education at Midweek, a special segment of the SMS, right on the OBC 99.9 and other frequencies across Liberia. Our guest here is Honorable Felicia Saki Dosuma. She's the Assistant Minister for Basic and Secondary Education, Ministry of Education. I'm sure you're quite aware that men across the entire world are celebrating International Men's Day, and of course here at LBS, several and series of programs have been held here, media engagements as well, and the men will be ending their official programs, official celebration of the International Men's Day, and they'll be doing a beach event, and I'm sure you may be quite aware of that. And so they have a partner that's partnering with them, that's Ako Hell Sanctuary. Ako Hell Sanctuary, they are handling over their beach and resort to be used by the men of LBS in observance of International Men's Day. Ako Hell Sanctuary is a name, in fact, derived from Axe cultural heritage and linkage. They talk overall as the new owners of John Basic Beach. They are one of the official sponsors for the LBS International Men's Day celebration, like I said to you. And of course, thanks to Ako Hell Sanctuary for handling their facility to the LBS men. On behalf of the men, let me thank them in my capacity as just one of the men here. Okay, so we have still with us, I'm sure I'll be opening the lines so I can interact with the Assistant Minister at the Ministry of Education. But part of your policies, I'm sure, that you developed, Madam Dosoma, did you also take into consideration requirements for operating schools in the country?
Yes, we do have permit regulation, and when we had a procedure that you begin from the office of the district education officer. So, and then there are different steps to go through that also lead way to business registration, to LRA, and all of that. So we do. There's a part of it there for assessment. The district education officer goes to the site and does the assessment, does the report, take it to the CEO, and then the CEO endorses it and send it away to the permit.
Okay.
So when the permit is done, we send it back to the counties.
Okay. So does it have any cost?
Yes, it does.
How much?
There are different categories. There are the permit fees for schools charging $11. The fee depends on your tuition.
Okay.
So we put the tuition in different categories. So there are some for $3,000. There's some paying $200 United States dollars. There are schools paying $2,000 US dollars. Yeah. So it's in different categories.
Okay, the school year is about coming to an end. I know there's this academic calendar that you expect for the school operators to follow. So, give us updates on the MOE academic calendar regarding Christmas and New Year break.
Okay, so currently we are within the second marking period now. Second marking period began on October 24th and it ends November 9th. I mean December 9th. Then third marking period begins December 12th and ends on January 12th. So the Christmas break begins December 23rd and ends on January 3rd. January 3rd. So January 4th, we're going back to school.
Okay, January 4. Okay. Okay, that's the calendar. That's the academic calendar. You've heard that schools are hoping that you don't do something contrary to that. We spoke about the dress code. Let me come back to that. I slip. No, we spoke about the dress code for male teachers, but we didn't include the females. Who you are part of. Tell us how should the female teacher dress?
Well, the same thing. The female teachers should dress modestly.
Long skirt and not showing your
No.
shoes or something, just dragging to the ground or what?
No.
Or long dress or something.
You can wear your short skirt, but you're not wearing meaning to class.
Which one is the meaning now?
Meaning goes above your knees.
Okay.
Yes. But your skirt should be below your knees.
Okay.
And because you're sitting down before the children, you don't want. And then even if you wear pants, make sure your pants are not so revealing.
Okay.
Yeah, we are Africans and we are endowed. So we want you to, if you wear pants, have your top to cover your pants.
Okay.
And
Or your top to cover your pants.
cover your hips.
Or your hips. What do you mean? You should wear a long
No.
blouse that.
You see me, Shabba, I'm wearing pants, right? And
But you wearing something like a purple.
my top, okay,
But someone could come in a jeans. A lady could come in a jeans trouser.
yeah, then you put a blouse that covers your hips.
Okay.
Yeah, because we don't want you revealing, and distracting people, We have.
So the hips does.
Thank you, Saba.
No, I'm just asking.
So we say even them, you're not wearing your double chain. As a teacher, you're not wearing anything that will expose under your arm.
Okay.
It's highly unprofessional. And when you do your hair, please, for God in heaven's sake, we say change your hairstyle regularly.
Oh,
So
what makes
we
you
don't
change
want
that
you-
hairstyle?
Yes.
How regularly?
We don't want you putting your any attachment in your hair and then it stays for so long. And of course we sweat daily. So if you don't try and change your hairstyle regularly, it causes problem in the class. Because if you have a child who stands by the teacher and you smell the sweat in the hair, the next thing they start giving you names, and you don't want that to happen.
Okay. So you want them to change their head regularly?
Yeah.
That is every week or what? Or every day?
Not necessarily every week. At least you make sure you put your hair in your head. Let not be there after.
And what kind of hair are you talking about there?
We are wearing attachment now. We're
Okay.
wearing wigs, wearing weaves,
Okay. But in case someone who doesn't want to use the wigs, what do they do?
You do your hair. Right now, we're all wearing natural hair. You see my hair? My hair is low. If you want to braid your hair with natural braids, we're just saying let it be neat, let it be clean.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're wearing a jeans trouser as a female, make sure that your top is it covers it covers the hips, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because you don't want for people to be somehow
And we're saying all teachers,
Attractive.
make sure you're decent. Make sure you're changing your clothes every day. And I'm emphasizing that.
they should
Guys,
change their clothes every day.
Change your clothes every day. Because our children are looking at us. We want our teachers to be neat.
So what about the feet, the feet wear? What should the female teachers wear on their feet as well?
Female teachers can wear your shoes, your sandals. Even if you're wearing slippers, they should be.
You shouldn't wear high heels or something.
No, you can wear high heels. It depends. If you're able to move around in high heels, fine. But you moving around in the classroom, especially working with young children, you need flats. So you'll be able to move around from desk to desk or table to table. Yes.
So they shouldn't wear anything call nails. They shouldn't wear nails.
Well, we're wearing nails now, but we're saying do it in moderation.
Okay.
Even when you do your lashes, because people wear.
They should wear lashes as well.
They can wear the lashes, but let it be done neatly. Let it be done. Not something that flipping. I've been seeing something on Facebook where the woman, the breeze is flipping the lashes, the woman lashes.
I know.
We say you wear lashes, let it be done in moderation.
Okay.
Yeah, do it, but don't do it to the extent, where you yourself feel embarrassed because when you pass, people say, ooh, yes.
Okay. Before opening line, let's hear from you concerning the students' dress code. How do students should dress in school?
Well, students have uniforms, so we say first you wear your uniforms, and you make sure your uniforms are regular. Because the children, especially our little boys, they have the regular trousers, but then they take it to the tailor. They want to make it skin tight,
Okay.
and make it short. Stick to the standard uniform. The schools are doing well with the uniform, but the students themselves are the ones who are adjusting the uniform to suit the fashion of today.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're asking the school administrators to ensure that your students wear the uniform that you have prescribed.
Okay. 0776 540 987. You are listening to Education at Midweek, right here on ELBC 99.9. You can now put your calls on 0880-514-096 or better still 0776-540-987. Our guest here is Honorable Felicia Saki Dosoma. She's the Assistant Minister for Basic and Secondary Education, Ministry of Education. Again, 0880-514-096. Good morning.
Morning.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Yes, sir.
I call from Kano. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Thank you for the level of education you have given us. And we appreciate everything. We want to appreciate the government of Liberia, Ministry of Education. But the CEO and the DEOs are doing the best here while the shoe we have some difficult terrain. Hence the coming of the CEO. Relevant to ask. It is difficult for the school systems, the government of Liberia, it is difficult for them to provide go for our teachers that are moving from place to place to teach our children. It is also difficult for the school system to provide transportation for the school. According to the Constitution of Liberia, if we did correct, Article 6, it said because of the vital role played by individual citizens, the government of Liberia should attach significant importance to education. Number 2, it also says that we should ensure that Article 10 says we should ensure that the Constitution be taught in our schools. What is the Education Ministry doing to have the Constitution of Liberia taught in every Liberian schools? And then they said, how long do you have statistics of the government of Liberia giving 25% of the budget to the education system in this country?
Okay. Okay, to make your call already, Madam Minister, you can respond to that before we take the next call.
Okay, I wish I'm a teacher. I'm a minister, but I'm a teacher. And I wish I had, we found ourselves in a place where we could provide all of what we need. But unfortunately, we know the government does not have the kind of money that's needed to give us all that we need. So when we talk about cards for teachers, I don't know about it. I wish it was possible, but as I speak, I doubt if it is. And I know there are others listening to me, so maybe someone will be able to back me up. But as a teacher, I would like to see a teacher driving to school. But unfortunately, Tony wants to box, but his hands are short. Talking about the Constitution, what the ministry has done is to reintroduce civics into schools. even though we have a challenge in getting all of the materials we need, but we are making some strides. Right now, we've completed the civics textbooks for grades 1 to 6. We've printed some copies, but they still are not enough. So we're still sourcing funding to be able to provide books for everyone. For the books for junior and senior high, negotiations are ongoing now for those books to be printed. And of course, you have issues around constitution, all of that within those books. About the 25% budget is not happening now, but it's happening gradually because every year there's a small percentage that is added to education. Thank you.
Okay, she answered that 0776 540 987, or better still 0880 514 096. That's the number to call, and you are live. Let's take this call on the line. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
James Allen is like from Councilville. Thank you for the talking point this morning. I want to ask the Assistant Minister about resetter for this year. Whether I can resetter.
Okay, whether there will be resetter, you can respond to that, Madam Minister, before I take the next call.
I hope the HNO is listening. I don't remember. I know we had a meeting last year, and I heard about, I think, February, but let me confirm. So we will give you that information on Sunday, Mr. Blayton. Please take it down. I know I remember hearing about February, but I'm not too sure. So we've taken note of it, and listen, on Sunday you will hear us talk. Give you the date for the resetters.
Okay, let me take this other caller. Good morning.
Hello?
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Mm-hmm.
This is Brother Isaac WGP calling from Sano County, PSF.
Mm-hmm.
My point, you were about the school system in Liberia. You asked the Honorable Minister concerning about the teacher girls' school. And as I said, as I'm saying now, I'm right in front of the school campus where I live in. I can see some teacher girls' school, I even lay a complaint to the principal. It's not indecent, it's indecent. Even the students, okay, look at the graduates that go on the few time within Sano County. Some of the students, they cannot transfer the well. I don't know if that's shopping or long transfer. So the girls' code that they talk about, the honorable minister talk about, we should try to teach the children the home economics. I think it will be preferable.
Many thanks. You know, that's the reason I asked the question, whether you were making these sort of regulations. They are good, but whether the ministry was effective in monitoring them. You just heard from Sano County.
So the most we can do is to keep educating people about what should be. And because he heard me talk about it, he has spoken. And we want the community, when you go to a PTA meeting, that be an issue. You can be dressing indecently and working with our children. What message are you sending to our children?
Surely.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take this caller quickly on the line. So you make sure you ask the DA to check that out. Yes, good morning. Let's hear from you. Oh, he's sleep off. Let's take this other caller. Good morning.
Hello.
Yes, good morning, sir.
My name is Joseph Apon, calling from Ghana Data.
Okay.
Thank you for the important discussion. But I wish to insert in this. Student, we notice nowadays. For me, I attended government school from elementary to high school. Graduated from top high. But we notice nowadays, students going for tests, they say they should pay for pass and what have you, and buy a pamphlet. Is this part of the Ministry of Education policy?
Okay. Should you respond to that, madam? You can respond before I take the next calls, please.
Did he say pay for pad or pay for test?
Test.
Test. This is something we've been, especially in public schools, we've been asking DEOs and CEOs to make sure they inform the principals. they should stop asking the children for money for tests. Because what happens at the school level, the money that is collected at the school level, that money goes back to the school so that the school is able to take care of some of those expenses until the government can come in. So that's not something that we encourage.
Okay, you don't encourage that. Let's take this other call on the line quickly. Good morning. We'll take 3 more calls and we'll wrap it up. Good morning. Yes, good morning, ma. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, so let the minister respond now. Yeah? Okay, Madam Minister.
Okay, thanks for the information, but what the ministry has done, we asked all of our DEOs to submit the name because teachers are going to school and they are graduating. So as they graduate, we update their folders and then we send them to CSA. At the Ministry of Education, all we can do is to update your CV and send it to say this person was employed as a B certificate holder or a C certificate holder. Now she has a teen or bachelor's in education. We are submitting her name for adjustment in her salary. So it goes to CSA. CSA works along with finance and the budget to make sure, but when there's funding available, then they do it in stages. So they've been gradually incorporating, adjusting people's salary, but it's a huge batch, and it can't happen overnight. As we get money, then it's done gradually. The same way we are doing the volunteer teachers. Volunteer teachers just, I think 2 months ago, we were able to put like 600 of them onto the payroll.
Okay.
So that's the same thing with the underpaid teachers. So, my sister, I still urge you to be patient because the process is ongoing.
Okay, the process is ongoing. Let's take this call quickly. We'll take one more call. We close it up. Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is Jaffa. Gotin Jaffa calling from People Talking District. Hello?
Yes, go right ahead.
It is, I want to know who's supposed to teach the DEO. It is the CEO or the ministry.
Okay.
It happened in People Talking District and the DEO are going with play.
Okay, let the minister respond to that.
So I know the particular case you are talking about, and the CEO did not act on his own. The CEO was instructed by the Deputy Minister for Instruction to take the action. The DEO in question has been going around asking everyone that he wanted to be transferred from people for different reasons. He has asked people related to him who know me, and they've been contacting me. And so I don't see why that should be a problem. This is something he has been asking for. The CEO discussed it with the minister, the deputy, and the 2 deputies, and the minister told the deputy minister for instruction to handle it. So the deputy minister told the CEO, do a letter to that effect and send it to me. Coincidentally, we have a vacancy in Monserrado County, so it became easier to find a placement for him. So the CEO did not do anything illegally, the CEO did that letter upon instruction of the Deputy Minister for Instruction. Thank you.
Okay, let's take this last caller quickly. Let's take this last caller, and then the minister responds, and then she leaves. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
I'm Francis Ali calling from Gwanjama, County. Yeah. I thank you for the program this morning. I've been listening, but I've been struggling to get on the line with ELBC. I work with Angular Radio and former principal of St. Joseph Catholic High School in Greenville. I took a voluntary something in Gwanjama here, like the dress code that the madam is talking about. Okay? I have already put that in place here in Gwanjama voluntarily. Like in the morning and in the afternoon when the students are going to school in the morning, when the student knocks off in the, from school in the afternoon. Okay? Like to cut their tails. Okay? I've been doing that all around. And they are even, I'm a teacher by profession. So anything that you do, the students will tag you with a particular name. So another day I got one student and he even told me, are you paid for the job that you are doing? I said, this is a voluntary job. I don't want nobody to pay me. But the thing is that when you dress well to go to school, you must dress well to go home. Because if anything happens to you, they will tag you by that school. Yeah. And it's not because I'm a Catholic, I'm just doing it to Catholic students. It goes across Vonjama and anywhere I'm within the four corners of Liberia. If I'm there, I will definitely implement that.
Okay.
Okay. So thank the minister. Thank the minister very much for that.
Okay. Many thanks. We don't have much time. I think that, Madam Minister, you want to respond so that we can just take leave of you?
Yeah, let me just say thanks to the last caller, and thank you. We still do have teachers who are teaching from the heart. In as much as you are not being paid, you're still doing what you think God has called you to do. So we want to say thank you for the support. I also want to say thanks to Mr. Maxim Blayton, our communication director, who is doing very well in getting information from the Ministry of Education to the public.
Okay.
And who's doing very well in harassing me
to appear.
to appear.
Okay.
But thanks to you, Saba, would like to say happy birthday.
Okay.
I wish you all the best as you celebrate your birthday today.
Okay. She's Honorable Felicia Zaki Dosoma. She's the Assistant Minister for Basic and Secondary Education at the Ministry of Education. That's our guest who's been on Education Midweek today.